What's up, guys? Really quickly, just wanted to jump on here and make a video yet again complaining about something. I know, surprising. Well, most of y'all probably have no idea who I am, so it probably is surprising. I wanted to talk about something that kind of, frustrates me when it comes to Overwatch. There's a lot of those things, but I think this is one that a lot of people probably resonate with. Before I even get into that, though, I do want to flex on y'all really quickly with my Genji Mythic. Because I'll admit, it's very fucking good. I don't spend money on this game, okay? With that being said, the point of the video is that I want to, make is the problem that I have when it comes to the viability of different skill requirement heroes. I think I phrased that correctly. I know that's a lot to kind of understand, but what I mean in simpler words is the impact that different heroes have in the game is too similar, even with the skill requirement between those different levels of between those different heroes. To paint a picture, let me use Genji. Genji is well known for being a high skill level hero, high skill requirement and high skill ceiling. Requirement, let me kind of explain what that means. Skill requirement is the minimum level of skill that you have to have on a hero to have an impact in the game. And then skill ceiling is the level of skill that is seen, which is equal to your level of experience. Is there a simpler way to say that? When someone is very good at a character, it's very apparent. Okay, so someone like Tracer, when someone is very skilled at Tracer, it is extremely obvious. When someone's really skilled at Moira, which is a low skill hero, it's not really obvious. What's the hardest thing that a Moira can do? Fade jump? I don't know. When you watch top 500 gameplay of a Genji, it looks really good. When you watch top 500 gameplay of a Moira, you're kind of like... And that's kind of the difference that I'm talking about. The problem with this difference is that even being very good at a hero like Genji, your impact is the same, if not lower, to someone that is just as good, or maybe even less good as you, but they're playing someone like Mei, or they're playing someone like Onron. If you're playing someone like Genji, it's almost pointless to try and play someone like Genji, unless you're in top 500, of course, whenever you could play someone like Mei and have the exact same impact, if not more, without having to try as hard. With Genji, or with Tracer, or even Hanzo. Those heroes have to be more precise to be effective. Someone like Onron doesn't have to be precise. They can one-shot combo somebody pretty quickly while putting yourself at a much lower risk. And that's another very big disparity, is the risk to reward ratio is very apparent. With this gap in skill requirement, the impact is way too close. Low skill heroes have too much damage, they have too much impact, whereas a high skill requirement character don't have the damage and they have to be better at the game, but their impact is just the same amount, if not less. Now, obviously I know it's difficult to balance heroes, especially whenever you have a quick play, and then you have a competitive setting, and then you also have different rankings, and then you also have 5v5 and 6v6, but I know one place that they can start is by balance it based on how Genji works overall, with the lower elos mostly in mind. I know this is going to sound weird. If you cater towards your wider group of players, which is going to be the lower elos, you're going to balance it for the most amount of people. If you only balance it towards the top 500 players, it's going to be very frustrating for anybody below that, because they're going to be like, why did they nerf Genji? Why did they nerf Doomfist? Why did they nerf Lucio? But then they buffed Freya. In top 500, a Genji player is going to be just as viable as a Mei player, but because Mei's skill ceiling is lower than Genji's skill ceiling, it equals out. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's not the case for most people. If they cater towards most people, they're going to make more people happy. Your most avid players are going to be your top 500s, right? But there's a smaller group of those people versus a wider group of people that play maybe less than top 500. If you don't nurture your new players, you're not going to grow your game. If someone is new to Overwatch and they hop on someone like Genji and then realize pretty much immediately he's completely useless to play in any situation other than maybe quick play, and even then, with the amount of quick play sweats, even then they're probably going to be like, I'll just play Bastion. You push people away from enjoying every aspect of the game. That's all I'm trying to say. I know I've been talking for a second, but yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Let me know y'all's thoughts on that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys. I'll see y'all later.